Hello everyone. Our second lecture is on the solution of system of linear equations, part of our lecture series Linear Algebra. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce you with the basic definitions from our previous lecture. Our first definition is about the degenerate linear equations. Linear equation is said to be degenerate if all the coefficients of n unknowns are 0. So you can see here in the standard form it can be written as 0 into x1 plus 0 into x2 so on equals to b1. That means the left hand side of this equation is equals to 0 and right hand side is b1. If b1 is not equal to 0, then that's a absurd situation and we could say that this equation has no solution, as it is not possible that on one side we are saying that b1 equal to 0, on the other side we are assuming that b1 is not equal to 0. But if b1 equal to 0, then we can discard the equation from the system. If not all the coefficients are 0, then the equation is called non-degenerate linear equation. And in such case, the first unknown in which coefficient is not equal to 0 is called the leading unknown, and the coefficient is called pivot element. So in non-degenerate linear equation, we will say the leading unknown is x3 if all the unknowns preceding x3 has 0 coefficient. If we omit the terms with the 0 coefficient, then the leading unknown will appear at first position. So here leading unknown is x3 and 2 is the pivot element. Our next definition is about echelon matrix. The echelon form of the system of linear equation is the form in which we arrange the linear equation in such a way that leading unknown in each equation appears to the right of the leading unknown in preceding equation. Let us explain this concept with an example. In this example we have 5 unknowns and system consists of 3 equations. In first equation leading unknown is x1 and in second equation leading unknown is x3. Third equation has the leading unknown x4. We can clearly observe here that the leading unknown of each equation except the first equation appears to the right of the leading unknown of preceding equation. The leading unknown of second equation is x3 and it is to the right of the leading unknown of the first equation. Leading unknown of the third equation is x4 and it appears to the right of the leading unknown of the second equation. This form of equation is called echelon form of the system of linear equation. Now in this set of linear equations we have 3 leading unknowns x1, x3 and x4. Out of 5 unknowns we have 3 leading unknowns x1, x3 and x4. The remaining 2 unknowns x2 and x5 are called free variables. One way to solve a system of linear equation is by working with the augmented matrix rather than the equation themselves. The matrix corresponding to this example, in this example if I denote the matrix represented by the coefficient of the unknowns as matrix A, where the entries of this matrix will be 2, 6, 4, minus 4, 5, 1, 0, 0, 1, 3, minus 5, 0, 0, 0, minus 6 plus 2. And let us consider another vector, a column vector B, whose entries will be 4, 6 and 3. Now these two different matrices when appended together, then we call that matrix a augmented matrix. That means the matrix corresponding to This Euclidean form of the system of linear equation can be written as like this, where matrix A is 2 6 minus 4 5 1 0 0 1 3 minus 5, and the column vector B is this one 4 6 3. Appended together, the augmented matrix will be this one. Now, as this is the matrix corresponding to the Euclidean form of the system of linear equation, we call this matrix a Euclidean matrix. The definition of the Euclidean matrix is that each leading non-zero entries, that is called pivots, except the first row, is to the right of the pivot in the preceding row. Like this one is to the right of the first pivot 2 in first row, and minus 6 is to the right of the 1. In echelon matrix, all the 0 rows will be present at the bottom line. So this is called the echelon matrix. Now we will start with an example to explain the Gauss elimination method. So first, what is the Gauss elimination method? Gauss elimination method consists of two parts. First one is forward elimination, in which we reduce the system of the linear equation to echelon form, also called a row reduced form. And in second step, that is called back substitution, if the solution exists, unique solution exists, then we back substitute the value of the unknowns. Let us solve this system of equation with the help of Gauss elimination method. So first of all, we will write this equation in the form of augmented matrix, which will be like this. The first step of the Gauss elimination method is to reduce the system of linear equation in the row reduced form. To reduce it in the echelon form or row reduced form, we will find the first unknown in the system with non-zero coefficients, or rather it be x or y or z. Now in this case, the unknown x has the non-zero coefficient. So in the column 1, we will find the first non-zero entry and treat it as a pivot element. All are non-zero, 1, 2, minus 3. So I will consider this one as the pivot element and denote it as a A11. Now my next step will be to eliminate all coefficients below pivot element. To eliminate these elements, I will find out a multiplier m equals to minus of this coefficient, let us call this coefficient as A21, divided by pivot element A11. So in this case, the value of m will come out to be minus 2 by 1. I will operate here R2 plus MR1, that is R2 minus 2R1. By applying this operation, I will get this row 0, 2, 1 and minus 4. You can see that this coefficient has been eliminated and we have reduced it to 0. Now we will reduce the first element of the third row also to 0. To reduce this element to 0, again we will find the multiplier m, and in this case multiplier m will be minus, let us call this element A, third row first element A31, and we will divide it with pivot element, that is A11. We will get m equals to plus 3. So our operation will be R3 plus 3R1. On applying this operation, we will get the third row as 0, minus 3, 2, 13. So you can see that all the elements below the pivot element 1 are reduced to 0. In the process to find the echelon matrix, we will again apply the same process. Forget this row in second and third row, find the first unknown with non-zero coefficient. You will see here that the unknown x has all the zero coefficient. So we will shift to second unknown. Now second unknown has the non-zero coefficient. Now we have a smaller subsystem, that is 2, 1, minus 4, minus 3, 2, 13. And we will again apply the step 1 of elimination method to reduce the smaller subsystem in the echelon form. For this we will consider a pivot element. In this case 2 is the pivot element, and we have to eliminate all the coefficient below the pivot element. To do this, we will find a multiplier, and in this case multiplier m will be equals to minus of minus 3 divided by 2. So our operation will be r3 plus 3 by 2 r2. On applying this operation we will get 00727. Now you can see that every pivot element except one is to the right of the pivot element of the preceding row. Now in this echelon matrix, system does not contain any degenerate equation. There is no such equation in which left hand side equal to 0x plus 0y plus 0z equals to 7. So this system has a unique solution, and we have already find the echelon matrix, and the next step is the back substitution method. In back substitution we will find the value of the z, which come out to be 2. So we have z equal to 2. Now put this value of z equal to 2 in previous equation. You will get 2y plus 2 equals to minus 4. The value of y comes out to be minus 3. Put the value of z, that is equals to 2 in first equation, and value of y, that is equal to minus 3 in first equation, and you will get the value of x, that is equals to 1. So we have the solution that x equals to 1, y equals to minus 3, and z equals to 2. So this completes our method. In order to know the process of knowing that whether the system of linear equation has a unique solution or infinite many solution, we will learn a definition about the rank of a matrix. The rank of a matrix is defined as number of pivots in the echelon form of A, or you can say that number of non-zero rows in A. Now here first row is the non-zero row, second row is the non-zero row, third row is also non-zero, but fourth row is 0. So we can say that rank of this matrix A is equals to 3. The order of matrix is 4 cross 6, and the rank of matrix is equals to 3. The rank of a matrix is always less than or equal to minimum of row or column. So the rank of this matrix is equal to 3, which is less than. Now how to check the consistent behavior of the system of linear equation? So to do so, we have to reduce the system of linear equation in echelon form. Consider a system of linear equation in n nouns with augmented matrix A colon B, and let us we have reduced this system of linear equation to echelon form. After reducing the equation to echelon form, we can conclude that the system is consistent if only if rank of A matrix is equals to rank of A colon B. If rank of A matrix is not equal to rank of A colon B, then we can say that it has no solution. That is, if rank of A not equal to rank of B, then no solution. The system contains degenerate linear equation. But rank of A equals to rank of A colon B, we will say that system is consistent. And the solution is unique if and only if rank of A equal to rank of A colon B equals to number of unknowns. In this echelon matrix, you can see that rank of A equals to 3 as it consists 3 non-zero rows. Now rank of A colon B is also equals to 3 as it also consists of 3 non-zero rows. So rank of A equals to rank of A colon B, both are equals to 3. So this system of linear equation has a unique solution. But if rank of A equal to rank of A colon B is less than n, then the system has infinite many solutions. We will discuss this case in the coming lectures. Now let us start with a new example. In this example we have 4 unknowns x1, x2, x3 and x4. To solve this equation, we will write it in the form of augmented matrix. The augmented matrix corresponding to this system of linear equation will be this. Now to eliminate all the coefficient below the pivot element, in this case pivot element is equal to 1, we shall operate by the operation R2 minus 2R1, where this is the multiplier m, which is equals to minus 2 by 1. By operating R2 minus 2R1 to eliminate 2, R3 minus 3R1 to eliminate 3, we will get this system of linear equation. Now forget this first row, and by again applying Gauss elimination method, step 1, we will see that first non-zero column of unknown is this one, 2 and minus 4. So we will consider 2 as a pivot element. In this subsystem, we will reduce all the element to 0 below the pivot element. So operate R3 plus 2R2 and we will get 0, 0, 0, 0. The last row or the last linear equation is degenerate linear equation. That means it doesn't have any solution. So in this case we will say that this system of linear equation has no solution. So this concludes our lecture. In our next lecture we will study the Gauss elimination method using the row canonical form and Gauss-Jordan method. Till then, bye bye, and also thanks for listening.